welcome to the What's Appening podcast. I'm your host, Paul Murphy. This is we're reviewing GPT creators. What's Appening is brought to you by 3Advance. It's a development team that turns prompts into products. And today, our very special guest is Manny Movahedi, CEO of AI Talos. And he is the creator of FaceGPT, which is a skincare GPT, which is going to get into it a little bit. But first up, Manny, thank you. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you.
It's my honor to, be in your show. And I used to, follow your website, and whatever you have done, your portfolio is really awesome, Paul.
Let's get straight into it, Manny. I'd love to hear about your background. If you want to talk a little bit about like your tech background, how you got interested in AI, what's the story behind FaceGPT, and just put it in perspective. Tell us all about it.
The funniest story behind that is either way, I have to go from going to the blockchain or AI. I think that was the main idea. I think it was 2021, and it was pandemic, and I have this startup. I still have this startup giving me the enough income to have this freedom to following some ideas. So I was playing with different ideas, and I come up with the idea of diagnosis. Working on the breast cancer. And using AI to create something that can analyze breast with the thermal images and then generate some sort of breast health report. So with this idea, I start hiring people, and obviously it was a remote company. We start remotely, and I start hiring some people, and also I have asked some of my co-worker to join me to developing this tool. So, long story short, we have done around we have worked on it like 2 years, and after 2 years, we decided to not continue with this project because it was a research and development project, and we need a huge capital. To back that, and we got some, public, interest from Forbes and different, magazine, and lots of people join us because this, mission was so huge. We want to create something that is so small that you can send it to remote places to do the analyze that done with the huge devices before. However, we stopped at the research and development. And the model was finalized. We got a paper published on a AIIM conference. We got our first paper published over there to, explaining the whole thing about whatever we have done, about the AI model, how we trained it, and everything. And we put the model in our, shelf as a product that you can purchase it for research and development, or maybe you can continue the project or something like that. Around 1 year ago, I start this project for anti-aging and focusing on the facial skin. So we start to analyzing facial skin attributes like pigmentation, wrinkles, deep wrinkles, eye bag, and everything. And then around that, we start working on the FaceGPT. I think I explained everything. So that was the whole thing that began the FaceGPT.
And Manny, so did you have any background, or who did you bring in to sort of support the skincare, the dermatology side of this? You're a techie, right? Is that correct? You're the techie behind it?
I'm kind of business techie, so I'm kind of, understand the tech side and understand the programmer, designer, UI designer. Also, I have done lots of things in growth hacking, and as a founder, I think you understand that if you are a founder, you have to do everything, legal stuff, and everything. So basically, I start as a designer, UI UX designer, and then I come up. I start learning front end and back end. I think 20 years ago. And then I started my own agency to developing and designing website called Zafri Media. Zafri Media is up and running and doing no-code Webflow template and projects. But I'm not involved in the company. So basically, I understand programming. I understand how to growing a product, and I can talk and interview lots of different people. And so based on that, I create a competition or something like that, a small project, to see which person is, for real, which person can handle this project on an AI side. So I asked them, okay, I will give you the money, you are hired, but you need to do this a small project with this data set. And then, and also I have done some couple, course on AI model training, mostly machine learning. So I can talk with them. So I ask a couple people, 2% comes out, fine. And the final person, Iman, which is our engineer, AI engineer for last 3 years, come up with 80%, accuracy. So, I told him, okay, you are, hired because you got 80%, 85% or something like that. So let's move on, with the project. You can develop the project and everything. You can redo everything. And basically, I understand along the way how AI model training is working, and how machine learning data set and labeling data and everything, And so I can talk with the AI engineer. But I have done a small project to get my hand dirty, but I have never done a full, finished project in our company. So that way I can, talk with the people from AI background. And about the beauty, I hire a beauty therapist who has been doing this stuff like 15 years. And what we are doing right now is not, medical things. It's mostly beauty or cosmetic thing that we are doing. Just a visual eye powered by AI to visually finding some issue and some problem with the facial skin, and gives us some numbers, so we can create a great and perfect prompt to send it to the different large models like GPT.
And then, Manny, you correct me if I'm wrong, but you got started on this before OpenAI exploded, before GPT really becoming mass market and a word that everybody sort of knows and uses right now. So what was happening before the explosion, say a year and a half ago, when OpenAI released the GPT? I think it was 3.5, and how did that affect your business plan?
Yeah, originally we start working on the facial skin anti-aging tool like application, and we have finished the models, and everything was accurate. And along the way, when we were working on I think it was acne, we were working on the model to understand the acne on the facial skin. And then GPT comes out, ChatGPT comes out, and they gave away API, and that was the time that I understand the power of GPT, and I understand if I can just connect the human information with the GPT, not just a text input text or audio or something like that, a real information with that, it can explain and create some sort of beauty routine that is so accurate, So we start playing with that after GPT comes out, and create the different prompt, report, and everything. And it was really, turning point for us. That was a great milestone for us that GPT comes out. And obviously, we test with different, large models too. But for now, I think GPT 4.0 is the most, accurate thing for our company. Basically right now.
Yeah. And I did play around with your product. It's also, I love how simple it is and how quick it is to get up and running. And within a few seconds of pulling it up on your phone, it'll take a photograph, it'll analyze it, and it'll spit you back results in just a few seconds. It's fantastic. From someone who loves user experience, and I'm all about really simple onboarding, it was a great experience. Now, what I'm curious about is, how many people have gone? How many others are there like me that have used this, that have tried it out, and that are now, either repeat customers or, and I want you to get into this a little bit. I'll get into monetization, but then how, like you said, how many numbers of people have used it so far, and then where will it lead to in terms of monetization?
we start advertising. I want to start from the advertising, how we go to the market. We start advertising FaceGPT for the consumer for free use with 2 or 3 token, and then I start PPC, Google advertisement, and obviously someone in Morocco really loved that, and another person in Turkey loved that, and they start creating reels around it. One of them is famous influencer. So she created a video, and then everybody starts searching our name, FaceGPT. So I saw a huge amount of refer from Google Organic, and the only word that they searched was FaceGPT, and some other people searched some other stuff, but mostly FaceGPT. So from that we start working on the product and adding more feature to it. So we got around 30K users in total, and around 30 paying customers. But the main reason that not all the people paying us is because the tool is kind of covering everything. With the free try, you got your beauty routine, and you have to follow that at least for a couple of months. So the next time I see you in our website would be next 3 months. So there is no point for people want to purchase our product if they want just one beauty routine. However, we are adding more features. Right now we have something called Compare, which call it a magic mirror or beauty scale.
Cool.
You can compare your old routine, old facial report with new facial report, and see the difference after using some sort of product. So that's a number. And also we have another site called FaceAge, which B2B. Yes. We are providing the same thing for Shopify owners who are providing skincare products. We have around 15 paying clients. Businesses are using our tool. They are based in WordPress and also Shopify, and they are using our tool to recommend some of their own product to the customer and increase the increase the sales, beside a better experience for the users. The old way was people write down fill out a form, like a wizard form, give them some information about their skin. It's like a guess. I have a dry skin. Okay, I have some problem in wrinkles, stuff like that. So we replace that with that a small fast experience that you mentioned for the businesses too.
Yeah, I noticed that. I take a look at it. That's at FaceAge. Is it FaceAge.com? Is that the name of the domain that you can find FaceAge at?
Yeah, it's called getfaceage.com.
Let's take a look at it, Manny. If you want to pull it up, you're going to click on share screen and pull it up so that we can show it off, because it is a great demo. It is such an easy to use tool, and I can totally see for the B2B side of things, it's a great onboarding tool for another business either to sell their products or even for dermatologist office to welcome people into their ecosystem. It's a great service. So yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for the kind words. All right, if you browse the website FaceGPT, if you search it on a Google, you will get to something like this. And after you clicking on the start a skin consultation, you need to sign up with Google or LinkedIn or whatever you have, or email, and then can you see my screen?
Yeah, it works. It looks great.
All right. After you upload your picture, so this is one of our UCG people that we are working with. This is a picture that you can upload the picture or take a picture, and you can see some issue on an eye wrinkle or some issue on the deep wrinkle in here. And then it generates some sort of a skincare routine with GPT-4. Which will be something like this.
So then it's basically setting a percentage issues with different types of skin issues, and then it's creating some kind of plan or skincare recommendations for each of those issues. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. And also the beauty of it is that it's recommend different product with two options, the expensive option, the economy option, exactly based on your problem. And the other thing that surprised me, I guess, as an old developer, is that I'm not controlling this data. I'm not controlling this report. It's all GPT and how it chooses the product and how it's react to every a profile of the facial skin. It's phenomenal. Every time it could be kind of different, and user really satisfied because it's not getting some sort of same hard code text that every time sent back to you with and with the programming like condition based programming, if and else, something like that. So it generates something that human can understand it, and you can click on one of these buttons to find your product on a Google for your deep wrinkle, and it's explain how to use that product and everything. And it's free to use for one time, and then at the other time, the next time you need to pay for that. Yeah, let me show you the last thing on the FaceGPT. This is this is a compare tool. One of our client is using the same thing for showing how her yoga routine is effective. So she asked the client to take a picture of the first try, and after doing the routine, the yoga routine, they have to take another picture and see the difference, like in here.
That's good.
So the number goes up, which means the client first try was better than the other one. So that's a compare thing that we create to see the difference.
Fascinating. Yeah.
All right. So FaceAge. This is other product that we have called FaceAge. It's the same thing. Recommends a product from the business inventory. It's the same thing like FaceGPT. You take a picture, it analyzes your facial skin, and then it just show you some product that you can add to your cart based on your problem.
Yes.
And you can install it.
And right now we have that can be integrated with WordPress or Shopify. Is that what you said? So that's in order to increase sales.
Yeah, let me show you the integration. For the integration, we have these stuff like JavaScript, React. They can create an application for that. We have Shopify custom and WooCommerce. Our general Shopify, the general public app is going to the Shopify store this week, or I think mostly next. I don't know, maybe next week. But we have the custom Shopify app right now. Anyone signed up with our product, they can use that. And the next thing would be Angular, Magento, PrestaShop, etc., etc. And we have a great documentation if they want to create their own application with FaceAge.
Let me ask you generally about the skincare business. Are most of your demographically, are most of your clients over in your part of the world? You're in Dubai. Is it most of your customers, end users over there? Are they spread out all over the world? Are they male? Are they female? I guess how does it break down?
Honestly, based on the budget that we have, we are bootstrapping, so we cannot go after European countries user base because we have to spend more more money to advertise over there. And basically, if you want to advertise for the France, you need to at least pay 6 times or 10 times more if you want to advertise for Turkey or another country. So based on our budgets, we are working with different areas around the world, but our focus right now is Turkey and the GCC and also Morocco, Africa. So I never knew that, but lots of people in Morocco is using our product. And they really love that, and they are really deep into the facial skin and taking care of their skin. So I thought maybe Korea or France would be, our first innovators, audience that would, test out this product. But our, most audience right now are from GCC and Morocco.
Yeah. Interesting. Because I think it's fascinating. Even just this market for, in the skincare and cosmetic industry, I feel like it was very heavily female for the longest time, but this is really changing, certainly in the West. I was at Target last weekend and I saw a huge stand that was solely Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, advertising his skincare products. And this isn't just this one-time thing. Like my first dermatologist appointment of all time was just last week. So, even from my own personal perspective, it's like there's definitely a change in perspective for males. And I expect that's growing and then becoming a bigger player in the space.
I totally agree with you because I'm the male one in here that are using the product for myself. I create something that I can use. I use this product not as an owner, not as a co-founder. Sorry, I'm a co-founder of this product. Milad is my co-founder. I have to mention his name. I kind of forget about Milad. Milad is doing the CTO stuff. He's a programmer, developer, and some of the UX done by Milad. And you can find his profile in AI Talos. He's the CTO and a co-founder on the FaceGPT and FaceAge. So basically, I designed this product with Milad and the whole team for myself, and I get around 40. So I start to see some wrinkles, some pigmentation and stuff like that. So I was like, what should I do? So I start working out. I stop consuming sugars. I change my lifestyle and getting lots of advice from GPT. And based on whatever I'm doing, I use prompt stuff like that to get some information about my workout and everything, lifestyle. And then we come up with this FaceGPT. So I'm using FaceGPT for myself. I'm following the routines and seeing the comparing the result and everything. So in this case, this product is really working for me as a co-founder, and I can say we have an audience in men gender, and we have some of our fresh subscription users were male, and that's really fascinating because we want to take care of our health.
Yeah, I definitely feel you when you're talking about building apps that you use yourself. I feel like it makes a huge difference when you are so deeply ingrained. When you are your own users and you do feel the same frustrations as a normal person would using your app. And that's one thing we try to encourage all our developers and designers to, not just show up at 9 to 5 and do the job of working on the product, but actually use the product yourself. Because if you notice something that's not good enough, or you notice something that's working really, really well, you want to double down on, the feeling and the passion that can help drive and really improve the product and the actual, the final deliverable to our clients. It's like, use it, care about it, improve it. It's great process.
Yeah, exactly. So there was this story that, I talked with Milad about this product, and I told him, okay, I don't like it. At the beginning, the product was MVP and the product had some sketchy problem, everything, and the result was not right. So, as every beta product, you have to, make sure that everything goes well and then launch the product. So as a beta user, I told him, I kind of hate this product. I don't like it. So, make me love the product so I can be the one who's selling product to other people. I don't believe that. So I used to not believe that the old product. So he changed everything. The team was working with along him, and I was the user of the product. So I give them lots of feedback, and also using my ability in the coding, design, and everything to give them the idea of how should you design this product for me, the only user. So and whenever it's give me something that's feeling that I'm getting some benefit from this product, I'm gonna invest my time to sign up in this product, or even pay the subscription to use this product. So Based on that, right now I'm in love with the product, but we have this roadmap to adding these features that we were working on it. One of the feature I want to, tell you about that is, this is a one way, communication that you do with the FaceGPT. You send a picture and it gives you the result, and that's it. What if you want to change the product? What if you want to talk about the product? What if you have some product on your shelf, someone, sell that product to you, and you want to replace that? And you want to ask the GPT, is it right to change this based on my profile? So we come up with this chat called Eva that can just talk with you about your profile, your facial skin, and your report. And it will gives you this ability to change the product, get some feedback about the product. You can ask the bot to give you more information about the product that the GPT choose for you, and any conflict with your lifestyle, any conflict with wherever you are living, because we are not saving the geography location, and or your race, everything. So you can talk about that with this bot, and it can give you more information and change your beauty routine. That's the beauty of that. It's not going to be just a PDF. It's going to be something that it will change it based on your input. And whenever you have another question or something like that, you can come back to the product, to Eva in FaceGPT, and ask another question. Okay, I find this product. Do you think it's going to be compatible with my routine? Can you change my routine to, have this product inside that? Can I, can I have this milkshake and still, see the effects on my facial skin? So whatever, can I, go to the party or anything and, still have the great effect, still expecting great effect from this product? You can talk about these stuff with this GPT. You cannot ask our model, you know what I'm talking about, the model that's just answering a couple questions based on the data. So you cannot ask them where is the capital of United States or where is the capital of UAE or something like that. It's not ChatGPT. Just trained to be so fast and give you information just about your profile. And for the privacy part, we are taking care of, because that's mostly more one of the important questions that people ask is that we have the export data, we have the delete information, hard delete, that you can delete everything, like anything that you have, and then it's just fully delete your information from our server, and so that would take care of your privacy. And also we have this plan to getting rid of some of the information that we are asking from users. Some of the information, maybe the picture, if you can just go without any picture that's saved. So you cannot use the compare feature. However, nothing will be saved on the server, and that's much better for some people. So yeah, that's it.
And do you, Manny? I know some of our GPTs are in the GPT store. A lot of them are custom GPTs, are using the API from OpenAI or other APIs. Have you been in the GPT store? Do you ever see a version of yours that might potentially start on the GPT store, maybe as a gateway or marketing initiative towards FaceGPT? Is there any plans for that, or have you thought about that already?
When the source comes out on a public, public access, I start designing a couple GPT with that, because it's pretty easy, straightforward. So I start creating some GPT, and I saw lots of great analytics from those GPT that I created. However, I had this idea about implementing FaceGPT or FaceAge with the GPT, that we can publish it on the GPT store. We have this idea. However, our Trello, our backlog is fully listed with lots of features that we have. So, and we are bootstrapping, so you can understand that when you are bootstrapping, you have the minimum budget, and also you have the minimum time that you can invest. So we have to be cautious about what we are investing our time on it. And for now, we are investing our time on different, features and coding time.
So, Manny, let me ask you about the future. 3 years' time, where is FaceGPT? How far have you? What have you done with it? Where have you taken it? And how's it going?
If it was old times, before the large model and NVIDIA providing, huge, fast, and if it was old time that NVIDIA was not, capable of providing different chipset that can gives you this ability to train large models, and I would say something like, okay, we will get some sort of user, stuff like that, or we can, expand or exit. I don't know. However, right now, every day we saw something comes out, and every day we check out OpenAI, Gemini, and other models to see if they are providing something different. And I don't know, this time I cannot say 3 years later what's going to happen. I think let's say 3 months. In next 3 months, we will have the bot. We will have a better model. We will have some different medium that you can talk with it about your facial skin, and perhaps we will have lots of partners because we are not doing the marketing. We just go around and do some go-to-market testing, and that's it. And we got 30K users. So I guess after launching it for real, we will have lots of partners that can use our product inside their application. I saw a couple applications that working on the anti-aging, and I saw a person called Brian Johnson. I think you are familiar with Brian Johnson. He's a person who said "Don't die," and he's a founder of Braintree. So I think someone like him can, be beneficial of using our technology inside their protocol or inside their application, or they can use this tool to create something better that reach out to millions or billions. So in next 3 months, we will launch some features and along with new partners.
It's awesome. Well, I'm excited to see how it grows. And as I say, the biggest thing I will say to you is just the congratulations on getting it so far. The experience is flawless. It really is it's as an app developer and someone who builds apps all the time, I love to see these really simple, easy to use applications that bring people in and don't put barriers up. Just get people in, get people using them. And like you say, like yourself, fall in love with the product. It's fantastic.
Milad would love this feedback from you, and I guess I remember he mentioned that he wants to get rid of the sign up. So in the next 3 months, you will see no sign up. After you do the diagnosis, it will show you the sign up. So that's remove that barrier too. You can go through everything, and if you need your reports or anything else from the product, you can sign up for the product.
I love it. Well, Manny, before we wrap up, is there anything you would like to ask me? Is there any other questions that you want to bring to the table here for me to help you with?
You mentioned about your company. I mentioned that I used to follow your company because of your design, and the UI was phenomenal. I mentioned it in LinkedIn. I think we talked over LinkedIn. I sent you a message. Dude, I really love your website, and yeah, I think it was 10 years ago. I don't know. I don't know the number. It would be nice if you just let me know. I'm not sure if it's relevant with this podcast or not, but it would be nice if you let me know about your company and whatever you guys are doing, your AI model apps, or are you training AI models? Are you doing the same thing for your clients? Something like that. Can you explain that?
Yeah, well, we were traditionally an app development company, and the world has changed in the past few years. And companies like mine have found it more difficult to, I guess, do the simple stuff because a lot of people are doing the simple stuff. So our market is saturated at the moment. But then OpenAI arrived a year and a half ago, and it was simply, we got to jump on this train. Like we've reinvented ourselves many times, and now we've been given this gift of of generative AI that's so easy and it's so easy to get into. Like the barrier to entry and to use ChatGPT is so low. And I feel like we're on our way working up the pyramid. Like as Darren, my CTO, talks about, there's like this pyramid of AI engineering, which starts with simple prompts at ChatGPT and moves along from like, we're working with prompts and using tools like Langsmith and LangChain, and then moving up the pyramid so that you're now programming more than prompting. You're programming the LLMs. And as we continue to move up, it's custom LLMs. We haven't done much RAG stuff other than some experimentation, but we're moving on up to RAG and custom LLMs and fully developing our own models. But it's great because, like, even at the very bottom of the pyramid, what we're doing is we're meeting people who are creating like either GPTs or they've played with ChatGPT. They've done something that sparked their interest enough to believe that there could be a product here, and then we're helping fine tune that and build that up and roll it up into a user experience, as you will appreciate, that people can actually interact with, and it feel really, really easy. So it's, we're doing a lot of work both merging user experience with LLM engineering and just superpowering our apps and allowing us to both go a little bit faster but also produce new experiences that just weren't possible before. And like your app is a very good example of that. It's like this stuff was not as and even you said something earlier on that I loved as well. This is how we think about things. It's not like before. Everything was very programmatic and data respondent, and it wasn't like a human was talking to you. I feel like right now we're having this emergence, this revolution where we feel like we're being conversed with a real human, which just amplifies the message and the experience, and I think allows so many more people to become engaged and do powerful things that they wouldn't have done before. And being a part of that is it's a gift.
Exactly. You're talking about this, about the things that I'm so familiar with it. I can, I feel your feelings, and I can understand you. I can understand your language, and that was the same thing for me. I started AI because AI was the future. I think 2 years ago, I feel that either way, or blockchain or AI, so I have to go one of these paths, and I was so deep in love with AI. From the days that we used to playing video games, you saw that enemy and say, okay, how enemy, choose the next step, and or how that player, tricks me or something like that. So I have one question about your development. Are you guys using AI for, increasing or improving your developments in programming side or UI UX side?
Absolutely. For a while now, everybody obviously uses Copilot. And that's the first step is just like almost, and again, the more you use these tools as you're coding, the more it's not just suggesting how things will be done, but understanding your patterns and almost guessing what you're going to write in code all the time. And that's become prevalent, and that's for each developer is using in their own environment. But then there's even flipping to the non-techies using it as well, which I think is even is as exciting. Like I have a developer background, Manny. I used to be a .NET developer, an iOS developer, and I haven't created anything in many, many years. And suddenly I'm able to create a Chrome plugin, a Chrome extension for scanning a page and taking what it needs for and popping along there. So it's like it's across the board from on the technical side of things, absolutely, and that could be Copilot, but still, even ChatGPT, even popping into ChatGPT and reviewing stuff that's being built, it's moving along and it's super, super helpful. But I think in the next couple of years, it's going to be staggeringly different than how things are now in terms of creating, just imagining and dreaming up whatever you want and having sections of code. And really the value, I think, in both engineering and product management will be in how to put these pieces together and how to understand requirements and opportunities, rather than what it's been for many years is just being able to code. If someone comes into if someone asks me today, should they learn to code, or what's the best way to get into tech? It's probably not code. It's probably understanding data and using low code tools and learning how to talk to, how to write prompts, how to interact with one of these LLMs. There's a lot more things around the surface than hardcore just lines of JavaScript or Python. It's things are changing, and the way people write code is not going to be like this in a couple of years. And being early on and encouraging the culture around engaging these AI tools, I think, is crucial for anyone involved in tech.
To adding some information, to adding some stuff with whatever you said, I think I'm gonna hire people who has this title called developer powered by AI or something like that, or developer who can use AI to multiply their times to or speed to programming or something like that. And also I'm really I deeply thinking that some of the jobs will transfer to something like you mentioned, like prompt engineers, AI engineers that can talk with LLM models, and also some of the jobs can be done with agent, because if we have some sort of agent that can do the regular job, we can start the agent at 9 a.m. and stop the agent by another agent on the 5 p.m. And that's it. You have to go to the LinkedIn, send a message, do this stuff, generate some text around this subject, and publish it, or lots of things. Do the editing on this video. Edit this video based on our style and theme and everything. So I guess right now people are trying to using these tools, pushing these tools inside their company. That's why I was so curious about whatever you are doing right now in your company, because you are respected. I should not use old, I guess I have to say respected modern, but have this huge experience. Yeah, that's much better. Huge experience in this industry to developing websites and applications. So that's really, that was my curious about your company, how you are using AI.
Certainly, Manny, and it goes to show it's much more important than just coding. It used to be if you could code, you could build, and now it's not, just so much more to it. And there's a lovely quote I had heard, I think I'm paraphrasing, it's around how, the Industrial Revolution meant that before the Industrial Revolution, it was brawn. And then it was the Industrial Revolution where it wasn't about strength, it was intelligence. And now we have another revolution in generative AI where we're moving to emotional intelligence and heart. And it's more about communicating and being able to pull people and models together in order to create the greatest value. And it's sort of shifting the goalposts, certainly again, as to what the most how a person could bring the most value to a situation. And it's like, this is what we felt for a while about product development and prioritizing product development over coding. It's not about it's always it's about the user experience and how a business can be built rather than how perfectly coded it can be. There's just so much more to it than that, and it's again another example of how the world is changing and how we all need to be ready to react to it.
One of the things that's really interesting in your statement, I guess, is you mentioned the GPT, some sort of a person. You mentioned it before too, I guess. You mentioned that, okay, we have to gather these people, creative people, and model together or agent together to create something phenomenal, or working all together to creating the next version of the work, I guess. And like you mentioned, I agree with that. It was a revolution. And my AI engineer mentioned that the coding part was not different, but the hardware part was so different. That's why we can achieve these things. These are not new, but right now we can train it. Before we have to use graphic cards, stuff like that, and it was impossible to create something like this. But right, it's possible, and the kernel, the coding behind that is not that hard to understand or create. I can just write some sort of code that could be a kernel of the first GPT or second GPT. And but the point is about the revolution behind the hardware. And we have to mention that, hardware is, doing a great part of this thing. And I don't know, maybe I'm going to be alive based on whatever Brian Johnson in creating as a routine, if you follow that or, follow our, routine. But I think if the next generation of the computers comes out, we will see something so different and more powerful from GPT-4 and the large models. They mentioned that we can, change the course of the hardware in there, we will see something that can be identically doing the same thing that human is doing, learning and everything, and you can hire that and run it on your server. So in overall, I guess it's really interesting age for us to experience it from DOS, Microsoft DOS, to this thing.
Totally. Well, Manny, thank you again. I really enjoyed the conversation. We'll keep in touch, I'm sure. I want to say thank you to everybody else. Thank you for joining us this episode of What's Happening. We're following GPT creators. Podcast is brought to you by 3 Advanced, with the apps and AI development team for startups. You can catch it on YouTube, watch it on YouTube, or listen to Spotify, all the usual audio channels. And don't forget to go to 3advanced.com/news. We've also got a newsletter I want to point out. Every week, we have the What's Happening newsletter that's news in tech and memes. Get on it, get subscribed, and don't forget to tune in next week again for our What's Happening podcast. So, Manny, thank you again for joining us today. And
by the way, can I add last thing to it? Because I forget when we are having this conversation. I want to give away, if someone in future saw this podcast, I want to give away a free credit to using our AI model. If you want to develop your custom application and you have this phenomenal idea, just email me. My email address is manny@AI Talos. You can email me and let me know about your project. If you are a student or something like that, we can understand you and gives you free credits to use our AI model. And thank you, Paul, for this opportunity. It was really nice to talk with you. It was really a pleasure and honor to talk with the CEO of the 3 Advanced. And that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Manny, and thank you, everybody. All those links are going to be in the description. We'll catch you next time.